It's another ridiculous night as my roundtable joins me, Ben, the Ridiculous Riddick, and rants concerning the nerd culture of yesterday and today. Joining me at my roundtable, as always, the always lovely Nikki, the powerful Powell.
Hello.
Run, run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch him. He's the gingerbeard man, Kenny Haynes.
How's it going?
And over in Capelli's corner at this roundtable, James Capelli himself.
What's up?
Guys, the gang's back together.
Yeah.
I like when all of us are here. We missed Kenny last week. I almost thought we were missing.
Did we?
It's okay. Everybody misses me.
Yeah. And at this point, as I'm sure you can tell, Kenny is podcasting from the dark side of the moon.
Wow.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's why I wasn't on the podcast last week. I had to get here.
Bad reception.
You know, it takes some time to get to the moon, I've heard. So
just a little bit.
I'll cut you some slack. How are you doing with that lowered gravity?
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Okay. Well, that was a great story. That was a really great story, and I'm glad we talked about it. You know, this week we have a great topic. We are talking about movie remakes because, I was looking at the movies that are coming out this year, and, some of the ones I'm most excited about, there's Jurassic Park, there's Star Wars, there's allegedly an Indiana Jones movie coming out, not necessarily this year, but soon.
Oh.
And all I could think of was that one moment in Jumanji where Robin Williams comes out of the game, and he just asks the world, "What year is it?" Because let's be honest, these are all fairly old movies. I mean, when we talk about Jurassic Park, that one's probably the newest, and that was made in 1993. And then we've got Ghostbusters announced as being remade into a all-female cast, which, great, because, women and ghosts, they go together really well.
Right.
Yeah. And let's be honest, if I wanted a member of the round table to bust my ghosts, I would rather have Nikki than James.
That just means you don't want the job done right. So.
Or he wants it done really
Are
right.
you telling him there's nothing like a man's touch, James?
That's basically what I'm saying.
But I do think that one of the best people to have for a Ghostbuster would be a soulless ginger.
So I'm not busting any of your ghosts, Ben.
What was that?
I'm not busting any of your ghosts, Ben.
Oh. I was kind of excited. I had an outfit ready and everything. Anyways.
Sure you did.
We have a lot to talk about with some of these reboots, so let's just go ahead and jump right into Ghostbusters. So Ghostbusters, that was recently announced. They have a very interesting cast. Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy, people who I don't know, in addition to that. So what do you guys think of the Ghostbusters strategy of the remake going, all female?
It's going to make money, and at the end of the day, as far as they're concerned, isn't that the point?
Is it going to make money?
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't going to see a reboot if it was the original cast, to tell you the truth. So.
Yeah,
Melissa McCarthy's in it. It's going to make a crap ton.
See, over the last week, knowing what the topic of the show was going to be, I was watching some of the original movies, and I have to say, I still don't like Ghostbusters.
Really?
Yeah, I don't get why Ghostbusters is such a big thing.
The first one's decent, but
No, it's not.
The nostalgia
not
from the
anything-
first one is fantastic.
the first one I like. I don't know.
I was talking
for some reason.
about whether or not Ocarina of Time is considered like a masterwork game nowadays, and like compared to today's standards, Is it or is it not? I would say Ghostbusters, you can cast it in a similar light. In today's standards, is it a good movie? Ben, you clearly say it's not. But back when it came out, there's nothing like it. It just came almost out of nowhere. It gave Bill Murray his big first appearance. It gave Dan Aykroyd his big first appearance, and it really this is. Some people. Oh, sorry, it wasn't their first big ones. It was the one that definitively at this point, they're a household name. Everyone knows who they are.
Oh, closer, but a lot of those names were. I think that's what drew people to that movie was the big names because they were already pretty decent stars before Ghostbusters.
Well, either way, the point being is, I don't know, it just had a certain charm back then with special effects that had never been common in movies,
Yeah, but Star Wars and Indiana Jones came out even before that and had awesome special effects in them.
It's a different
But
type of special effects. You can tell.
Are you going to say that those aren't good movies?
No, I'm saying those are great movies.
Right, so is Ghostbusters.
No.
And not in your opinion, but your opinion isn't the only one that matters.
My opinion is the only one that matters. Trust me.
No, it doesn't.
I could rant about that ridiculously all night.
I'm waiting to get kicked off right now.
Yeah, no, I was hovering over your name for a second.
No, there's millions of people out there that love this movie, and a reboot with women I think would be fantastic, especially Melissa McCarthy, and I love her. So I can't wait for it.
But here's the thing, they already tried to do Ghostbusters again and again. They did Ghostbusters 2. Giant, steamy turd.
We don't need to talk about Ghostbusters 2.
And then there was the Ghostbusters cartoon. Which
yeah, but those don't count. That's a sequel,
also
and
garbage.
that's a cartoon. This is a complete remake. And I don't know. I'm just excited to see what jokes they can make with women in the cast instead of men. What kind of a movie, what would Ghostbusters be with women? Would they act the same? Would they do the same things? Would they, finish the job the way they finished it? Or
as compared to 30 years ago.
Well, if we know anything about women is they can't do a job right. That's why men get paid more.
They do it the best, not just right.
Yeah, but to me, I think the only real charm in Ghostbusters, again, I'm going to preface this by saying I don't like the movie, is the fact that Bill Murray is in it. Bill Murray's not going to be in it, so how exciting is this movie really going to be?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not looking forward to it. Don't look at me.
I told you I'm not seeing it no matter what.
Okay.
You guys are so dumb.
We're dumb because we don't want to see a movie.
No, that's fine. Don't see a movie. But I love the first one. It's a staple of my childhood, and honestly, I love the cast, so I'm gonna see it.
This more as we go on through the podcast, but the vast majority of remakes suck, and
I'm
it's just a
not
cash
looking
cow for
at it
nostalgia.
as a remake. I'm looking.
Going to be. I think it's going to suck, and I think it's just going to be it's got namesake behind it, so everyone's going to flock to come see it.
If it's word for word, scene for scene, verbatim the same movie, then yes, it's probably going to suck. I'm going to go in and then come out saying, I just watched that yesterday when I watched the remake. But I'm going to watch the first one and then watch the remake, and I'm hoping it will be slightly different. Same premise, different actual way the story plays out.
That's not what
Because
makes remakes suck.
Oh,
It's
good lord.
though.
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter, because if I like it, I like it.
Where Dickie and James are arguing.
Keep arguing with
that's
James.
new?
What was that?
I said keep arguing. Keep arguing with James.
Yeah, it's the best part of the podcast when Nikki and James get into the...
honestly, I don't give a shit if James likes it or not. If I like it, I like it, and there's going to be other people that are going to like it. But if I leave and say it sucks, then you can't really say I told you so, because I'm not really...
I'm not looking to say I told you so, because
Oh, please. James isn't looking to say I told you so.
And you're like, no, James, your opinion on why you think it's going to suck is wrong, and here's why. And you went on a completely different subject topic. Completely different.
Whatever.
How do you feel, James?
I think Nikki's argument is ironclad. I am going to end all of my arguments with whatever.
Good.
Because I think that will end them all.
Typical woman, and it's what we can expect out of the new Ghostbusters.
Typical James, typical man, has to be right.
Hey,
Hey,
don't
have to.
don't lump me in with
no,
that.
no, you have to be right. Just like Apple's the shit, and Ghostbusters sucks. I'm sure. Go ahead. Let's move on.
Not the shit, and the original Ghostbusters rules. So
Good lord.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I have the last word on Ghostbusters, and that is that it is not a good movie. Let's talk about
you can be wrong. That's fine.
Jurassic Park and Star Wars.
Okay.
First off, Jurassic Park, I guess both of these movies aren't necessarily remakes as they are sequels, but we're rebooting a franchise.
Is Jurassic World a sequel? I thought they were
Yes.
remaking it.
No, Jurassic
No.
World
It's a sequel.
is a sequel.
Yes.
So there will probably be references to the original.
Yes.
That would be my guess, yeah.
I'm pretty sure you've seen references to the original in the trailers already.
Yeah, like the ship that's named Isla Nublar, which is,
And I swore I've heard a line from the trailers saying, I don't know, about it being a bad idea, about it being tried once before or something. I can't
Oh,
remember.
yeah.
No, that's. I don't think that line was said. Anyway, whatever. So that's Jurassic Park. Star Wars.
How do we feel about Star Wars?
Positive.
I think it's gonna be awesome.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because you know when else we said a reboot of Star Wars was going to be awesome, right? It was around the year 1998 to 99. We're like, yeah, Star Wars, it's coming back!
It's true. Except that was George Lucas, and if my puny little 9, 10-year-old self knew what I know about George Lucas now, I would not have been disappointed. Anyway.
I would also have to say that given how well Disney has done with the Marvel franchise in movies, that you should at least give them credit in movie development on that side.
I will say
them taking over that brand.
Disney is very, very good. When they take over something, they seem to do a really good job.
It's
I mean,
like
go ahead.
And they're fans or something.
Yeah, well, I mean that is a huge part of it, but even still, you can be very worried about Star Wars. You've been hurt once before, and I'm just ready to be hurt again.
Look,
You know what I mean?
I don't think you're gonna be hurt. I don't think you're gonna. It's never gonna live up to the original 3.
Right.
But I think it's going to be.
Well, I mean,
fantastic movie.
I think one of my main concerns. I mean, but you're right. They do it really well with Marvel. Is that they want a Star Wars movie every year, so it's going to be Episode 7, and then a spin-off, then Episode 8, then a spin-off, then Episode 9.
Really?
Yeah, there's a Boba Fett movie and all that stuff in the works. Which
Well, also it's Abrams who's it's Abrams who's directing, and there's nothing that guy's done that I have not liked.
Lost.
I've seen it, but even still, like, did you liked season 1 of Lost, didn't you? You're first getting to know the characters, and the original premise was really interesting and had you hooked. After season 1, Abrams had nothing to do with the show anymore.
Okay.
So like, the whole premise of Lost and like the compelling atmosphere of it and the very interesting characters, that was Abrams, and the cool way, like the direction and the filming. So. He hasn't done anything that I've not liked, so I'm hopeful.
How do we feel about the same person that did Star Trek doing Star Wars, though?
I think that's interesting.
Oh,
I
so
don't think there's an issue at all.
Okay. I was hoping someone would say there was, but
Hell
no, I
no.
don't.
Do you think there's an
He's-
issue with that?
No,
He's
no, I
already
don't.
proved himself to be amazing, so why question it?
I think my concern is stretching himself thin between these two franchises. That would be the only thing.
How much lens flare do we predict for the new Star Wars?
That's a very good question. I am going to guess about an 8.5.
That's a lot of lens flare.
That is a lot of lens flare.
This is J.J. Abrams, so
There's gonna and how much of that's gonna be in space?
Exactly. And don't forget the fun tilting camera that goes like like that
Crazy
into
the Millennium Falcon.
a scene.
Hey, if he's as good at casting as he was at Star Trek, I'll be happy.
Yeah. So Mark Hamill came out in an interview and said that this is going to be a little spoiler if you want to know absolutely nothing about the new movies. The original cast are not even close to the focus of these new films.
No, yeah, that was released a while ago. I think they're gonna be like guest appearances, some of them.
I feel
But-
like they're going to be there to like kind of kickstart the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, that's my thought process too. But are we even talking like the actor's name's escaping me already? The guy who plays C-3PO.
He's probably going to be in it throughout.
Yeah, that was my guess.
He is still very active within the Star Wars community. I know he goes to the Star Wars weekends at Disney every year and speaks. He goes to those cons and everything like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if he signed up.
The real question that I want to know is, are we going to see an Anakin Skywalker ghost, and is it going to be Hayden Christensen?
Oh,
Because if
yes.
it is, I am not going to go see that movie.
But he's so cute.
It's gonna be
Oh my God, Nikki, for the life of me, please tell me that you, just like I'm sure James and Kenny would agree with me, think that Hayden Christensen was the worst possible part.
So I didn't
Star
say
Wars
he was
movie.
the best part of the movie, and I
Besides
did
Jar
not
Jar
say
Binks.
he did a good job with the acting. I'm saying the face was the cute, good part.
I think
I guess if
I think
I used to like him, but then I found out his political standpoint on the matter of sand, and now I'm just not big of a fan. It just
his
gets
political standpoint on the matter of sand.
It gets everywhere.
Oh.
anyways, you know who
See that
I
whole
number one, I think there is going to be an Anakin ghost, and number two, you know who I think the Anakin ghost is going to be?
The
Who?
little kid.
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones.
Just
No, it's not going to be
give him-
James Earl
Give
Jones.
him, give him that final sweet release that he's always needed. That he was replaced. That he was freaking replaced. They're gonna be like, you know what? This one's for you, James.
I wonder
So-
because like with Star Trek, they had the cameo of Leonard Nimoy. I wonder if they're going to do any kind of fan service nod like that with the Star Wars movies.
So here's real quick, Kenny. You know that
Ben.
David Prowse was Darth Vader, right? The body of Darth Vader.
Yeah, that's the guy who got.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But you said
Earl
James Earl Jones.
He was the voice.
Yes, James Earl Jones is the
got
voice.
He got money for that role.
I know he did, but he was didn't they originally? I don't know, but he was never seen. So this is how he's going to get seen. That's what I'm saying. He was never actually seen on screen, so they're going to give him a chance on screen to be seen, and
Nothing
it's
would
going to
confuse
be.
people more than if
James
Anakin
Earl-
was a black
That's
guy.
right. That's right.
I think David Prowse should get to be seen on screen again because he never got to be seen on screen, and then when he was, they completely cut him out when they did the remastered versions of the movie.
They
It's so
did.
sad. It's
You
so
should have
sad.
him as like a background character.
This does make me wonder. Do you think Luke Skywalker is going to be in it, or do you think it's going to be Luke Skywalker's ghost?
I think Luke Skywalker is going to be in it.
I just
Well,
think it'd be
how far
close.
in the future is it set from the last one?
Do we know? I don't think we know.
I don't think we know either. But
Mhm.
I mean, my assumption is that it would be building the new Republic or the new Jedi Order
Something like that. Yeah.
time area
I
frame.
can see them sitting around as like a Yoda kind of a guy in their little council
Yeah.
thing with the chairs.
Yeah, just like Yoda. I can
Wasn't the
totally.
picture of Mark Hamill in costume leaked, or was that ended up being false?
I don't remember if that was an actual thing or if that was.
Just maybe that's like a PR thing.
Yeah.
Your PR thing.
Thank you, Kenny.
You're welcome.
Either way, I'm looking forward to it.
So I kind of want to go back to Jurassic Park because we didn't really
Yeah, we
talk
talked
about it much.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic World, how do we feel?
I think it's
So
going to be bad.
excited.
Say that again, James?
I think it's going to be bad.
You
Of course
think it's
you
going to
do.
be bad?
I do.
Okay, Kenny?
I think it's going to be good. You know why?
Why?
Because James thinks it's going to be bad?
Because Chris
Exactly.
Pratt.
That's number 2. But the main reason is
Ah.
because James thinks it's going to be bad.
That too. I completely 100% agree with Kenny.
Here's why I think it's going to be bad. From the minute the trailer began, the first person to open their damn mouths, I was like, really? This is the dialogue they're going for? And the acting seems terrible.
You know, I think that
So you
when
know, I'm
never
completely
mind.
wrong on that. But like the dialogue, that the whole thing, I was just like, it seems corny in a bad way.
See, so the reason why I'm not that concerned about the dialogue is they were they're teaser trailers. They're in the teaser trailer era. So the fact that those are there, it could completely change by the time we see the movie. A. B. It sounded like the way the video was edited that those lines were taken very out of context, to where there was actually something before that they were saying or something after that they were saying. So it didn't sound completely natural. I think that's...
Mm-hmm.
When I watched that trailer, that is kind of the vibe I got from it. I don't disagree that the way that they cut the trailers with the...
There's a... Yeah.
I think there's...
Right. I would like for it to be good. We'll see, though.
Yeah. I want it to be good. I love Jurassic Park. I even did not hate Jurassic Park 3. It was by far the weakest of the 3, but I didn't hate it like I hated Episode 1 of Star Wars.
And you also didn't like Ghostbusters.
I did not like Ghostbusters.
You have a very specific set of tastes.
Yeah, I know. And honestly, my favorite thing while watching the Super Bowl was watching Chris Pratt train velociraptors. That was just fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait to see what Velociraptor Biker Gang does.
I will say, even though I have low expectations for it, that was a cool part of the trailer. I was like, all right, I might see it for that.
I will then also say that concerns me because it's kind of like how Star Wars Episode 1 blew their load in a trailer by showing the double-sided lightsaber.
Uh-huh.
It's like the whole Velociraptor thing would have been incredibly cool to have debuted in the movie.
True.
Because, I mean, if you think about it, people are going to see Jurassic World just for the sake of Jurassic Park, you know, it being a sequel to Jurassic Park.
For the same reason I think people are going to go see the Ghostbusters remake.
Yeah, I don't think the Ghostbusters remake is going to do as well as people think it's going to do.
Maybe.
Why are we back on Ghostbusters? We
I'm
all
not-
think it's going to be terrible except for James.
Nikki, what do you think
Nikki.
about the new Jurassic movie?
I think it's going to be fantastic
Why?
because it's Jurassic Park and it's Chris Pratt, and those two things are amazing. So when you mix them together, it's just a pot of awesomeness.
Awesome pot.
I mean, not counting
And granted, it might be cheesy, but
Is the original not cheesy in its own way, too?
that's what I was about to say. I mean, you know, Jurassic Park is cheesy.
One
So
actor I would have loved to have come back from the original for this. I wish Jeff Goldblum came back.
who was the old guy in the first one? Not the hella old guy, but the main character.
Oh,
Sam O'Neill?
yeah, him.
Was that him? White dude, and he was the archaeologist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him.
The British guy who didn't get to use his British accent in the movie.
Sam Neill.
Did I say Sam O'Neill?
Yeah, Sam
I meant
Neill.
Sam
Jeff
Neill.
Goldblum and Sam Neill. If they could come back, that would be so fucking cool.
I also
You know they're
think
not going to come back. Or if they do come back, it's going to be like a scene of them like on the news interviewing about the whole Jurassic World thing, and they're going to be like, I don't know why the fuck they're
Those
doing this."
dumbasses. Why would they go back? Kind of
Yeah.
a thing. Yeah. No, but that would be badass. I think it's way too far in the future for them to make an appearance. So.
That would make a lot of sense for how Jeff Goldblum's character could show up, though, on like the TV screen.
Yeah.
Or it could be like them watching recordings, of what happened way back and have them make cameos.
That'd be cool, and you take scenes in the original movie to show it.
That would be cool.
The other thing about... cool. I'm not going to get interrupted again? Great. That I think is going to be really cool about the movie are the graphics.
Yeah.
The special effects in that movie are going to be absolutely amazing.
I do agree. I am kind of sad that we have gone so far away from trying to make a actual like dinosaur looking thing, and we're back to just doing CG stuff. But I am happy that CG stuff is looking so good now. I mean, one of the greatest parts of Jurassic Park is even going back and watching it, because I watched that this last week also. The dinosaurs still look absolutely amazing.
I read an article on that recently, and someone's reasoning was the frame, the frame of the film, like the way the resolution, I guess you want to call it, helps with like perception, that you like don't see, you're not focused on the details as much, and the lighting plays tricks with that as well, as like the older film sort of thing. So
it's set 22 years after the last Jurassic Park.
Probably thereabouts.
Yeah. And I just found out that Nick from The New Girl is playing a character in it, and now that made me double excited.
Cool.
Oh, that's the reason why everyone should go, right there.
Right there. Nick from The New Girl.
He's so funny. I love him. He'll add some comic relief to it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because having Chris Pratt in the movie won't add any comic relief to it at all.
No.
That guy is too
comedies?
fucking serious.
I thought he was strictly drama.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Did he make any jokes in the teaser?
No, not that I can think of.
Not one.
Well, considering that most of the teaser was people being attacked.
Or him on a motorcycle.
I mean,
Is
I
that a
wouldn't put
joke?
it past
That's
him.
not a joke.
And like the only line he has in it is him saying, "What kind of dinosaurs did they make on that island?" I'm pretty sure that's like one of 2 lines he's got in the trailer.
I'm just hoping it'll be
Simple no would have been fine.
either so cheesy that it's amazing, or it's actually going to be really, really good. Like, I
hope
think the
for the
second
latter.
Jurassic Park was really, really good. And I think the first one had just enough cheese in it to make it really good.
Cheese.
Cheese. So, I'm hoping this next one is either one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
So in other remakes coming out this year, we've got Mad Max. Did any of you guys ever watch the original Mad Max?
No.
Nope.
No.
All right. So that's the end of our Mad Max conversation.
Well, who is Mad Max?
What?
What's like the premise of it?
And he's pretty freaking pissed.
Yep.
Is this anything like Wreck-It Ralph is Mad Max's brother?
Yes, Nikki. Mad Max and Wreck-It Ralph.
Wait,
are
who played Mad
related.
Max? I recognize that guy.
No, Mad Max isn't related to Wreck-It Ralph. Mad Max is related to Bang Bang Maxwell.
Mel Gibson?
Right.
Did Mel Gibson play Mad Max?
I've never seen Mad Max. I was hoping one of you guys had, so I
He
could.
did! Well, it says cast, Mel Gibson played Max Rockatansky.
That sounds right. I'm more excited. I'm pretty excited about Tom Hardy being Mad Max. That's pretty cool. And I'm sure Nikki's excited because Tom Hardy's a hunk.
Tom Hardy? Wait,
Yeah.
Tom Hardy's in it? Yes! I'm going to see that.
We're recording this, right?
Yes, we are recording this.
So everyone can get that little bit of audio of you saying that.
Yep. Everyone can get that little bit of audio of me saying that. Not nearly as awesome as the audio I sent Kenny about 2 weeks ago when I was sick.
Oh, you sent that to me.
Oh yeah, I sent that to Nikki too.
That was
Fine.
really funny.
Damn.
Oh, then I should send you the ringtone.
He was
to play out
like-
of it.
He was like, "It's another ridiculous night around table." It was really great.
And I'm glad we were recording so Nikki so we could have that little
Hey,
fragment of
hey.
Nikki's voice.
That was exactly how you sounded, like spot on. Okay.
We're gonna take that and turn it into a teaser trailer, and it's gonna be out of context. Might sound weird.
Good God.
How about this? When I post the audio version of this, I'll tag that onto the end of the show
Ew.
All right.
for everybody.
Or hey,
I
make that.
don't know if anybody wants to hear that, Ben.
What was that, James?
Make that the new podcast opener.
No,
Oh.
I will not do that.
Oh, jokes.
And then, of course, in other news, we had the announcement that they're remaking Indiana Jones,
Mm.
and we all know how well Indiana Jones did with the Crystal Skull. So, how do we feel about them remaking Indiana Jones now? Now, from what I know, it's a complete remake. It's not Shia no, starring in it. It's going to be a complete reboot of the original. How do we feel about this?
I'm guessing with all new actors.
That's what it looks
Because
like.
there is no way.
This picture has Ryan Reynolds' face next to Harrison Ford's face, so I'm kind of hoping that Ryan Reynolds will be.
But
So
there's no
there's-
way
Indiana
that
Jones.
they can pull off Harrison Ford anymore.
No.
No disrespect to Harrison Ford,
No.
but
So here's my concern, though. Harrison Ford, brilliant man. He owns most of his characters. So he owns the rights to Indiana Jones as much as he owns the rights to Han Solo. So that's what I'm kind of wondering if Disney's going to pay him, out the asshole to not be in the movie, or if they're going to have him in Indiana Jones in some way, shape, or form. And then the rumors that I was reading was that one of the potentials is that they would have Chris Pratt play
that's what I was
Indiana Jones.
But then I'm like,
Um,
damn, is there anything this guy can't do?
well, he probably couldn't pull off a serious role.
he can't juggle.
I wonder if he
Just
could.
can't. I mean, he's tried many times before. For some reason, he can't juggle.
At least 5.
Nathan Fillion would make a really good Indiana Jones.
No.
You know who Nathan Fillion would make a really good?
No. Stop. I know
Who?
where you're going. Stop.
Who?
No.
What am I going to say, Nikki?
I
What
know
am
what you're going to say. Go ahead, say it.
So they need to remake the Green Lantern movie and have Nathan Fillion be the Green Lantern.
That would be awesome.
Is that what I was going to say, Nikki?
I think
No, that's what it
that would
was
be
that you were going to say. It was something else. But I say no to that, too.
I would say that would be awesome.
I don't think that Nathan Fillion should be Nathan Drake in an Uncharted movie. If
Oh,
that's
well,
what you thought I was going to say.
then I agree. That's good.
Okay. No, but I think Nathan Fillion already voices Green Lantern in so many of the Justice League movies. It's ridiculous.
I think that'd be a good idea.
Of course you would, Kenny. That's why we're friends.
That's right.
Cool.
Okay. So serious topic. Seriously. Indiana Jones.
Seriously, guys?
Seriously.
Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have George Lucas attached to it anymore, so it's got that going for it.
Yeah, if there's no George Lucas and I have to see who's going to beat Indiana Jones first, and then I can make my decision.
What names do we know behind the project so far?
If you vamp for a second, I can give you names on the project.
Quick,
So who would you want to see as Indiana Jones?
I can't think of anybody.
I try an actual question and cast it.
Kenny. I actually want to hear what they're saying.
You said vamp. I'm vamping.
Shut up. Anyway, to answer you, Nikki, I don't know who I could see as Indiana Jones because I can't imagine it as anybody but Harrison Ford.
Yeah, but if you were never allowed to have Indiana Jones be Harrison Ford, who would you choose? You have to choose someone. Gun to your head.
Probably be somebody who, when I find out who it is, I'm gonna be like, no, it's a terrible idea, and then
You're going to text me in like 3 weeks and be like, this guy!
Kenny or Nikki, I'm probably never going to text you.
Too late, you already have.
I know.
I'm trying to think of who I would like to see as an Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I know who I would like to see as an Indiana Jones.
Who?
James Earl Jones.
Get the hell out of the podcast.
Damn it,
Get
Kenny.
Where's the get him out button? Look at Chris Pine would be awesome.
Chris Pine, I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about this? This
I
might
could
be
also
good.
see Bradley Cooper.
Andrew Garfield as a young Indiana Jones. Like start him off in his early days.
I think he'd be good for like a teenage Indiana Jones.
See, that's what I just said.
Like
Like early 20s Indiana Jones.
I think Garfield might be too old to do that now.
Mm,
He doesn't have the sex appeal that like Harrison Ford like put into Indiana Jones sort of thing.
What about
Erickson.
what about Dick Van Dyke?
yep, Dick Van Dyke. Sold.
Are we just pulling from like way back or what?
I seriously think a good one would be Bradley Cooper. I think Bradley Cooper
Would be
a good
fun,
Indiana
but
Jones.
he's
for me it would have to
not
be
old, obviously, but
it would have to be a Heath Ledger thing for me. Like I remember when I heard Heath Ledger's gonna be the Joker, I was like, what? No, it's a terrible decision.
Ooh.
Then
Ooh.
it came out and it was incredible.
Liam Hemsworth. There we go.
The
That would be a good one.
Chris Hemsworth's brother.
Little brother, yeah, he's the right build. He's not too bulky like
Yeah,
his
but-
older brother, and he's got that good look and charm and the sex appeal. And
What we need to do is we need to just Google list of actors with
That's what I
strong
did.
jaws, and then that's your
I didn't add strong jaws because that's what you need for
Chiseled.
Batman.
chiseled.
Chiseled jaws are for Batman.
What
Ooh.
about Ben
No,
Affleck?
Craig. No, but he's already Batman, and he's like up there. I don't want some like 45-year-old actor. I want to get some like late 20s, early 30s actor in there.
It's gotta be somebody new to the scene.
Yeah, and make a younger one.
So we still have a lot of the same names attached to it: Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, Philip Kaufman.
Oh. Well, if Lucas is attached, then I'm hesitant again.
What?
I said if Lucas is attached, then I'm hesitant again. Like if he's
Yeah.
like a big part of it.
But well, yeah, exactly. We'll see if he actually is a big part of it. This is, you
Right.
know,
Producer names.
yeah, exactly. So reboots aren't a new thing. There just happen to be a bunch coming out right now.
Oh, we're not gonna talk about the one that was announced this week.
Which one was announced this week? Oh, I don't consider that a reboot.
No, they are remaking Spider-Man again.
No, I know they're remaking Spider-Man again, but I
Just nobody cares.
Nobody cares because
shut
it's
your
not Andrew
dirty
Garfield.
whore mouth, Kenny. I care. No, I'm really freaking excited about that. And what I find funny is when I'm reading like people's reactions to it, a lot of people want Spider-Man to be black. Did you guys have you guys read those same stories?
No.
They need
With-
to make a new Green Lantern and make it a black Green Lantern. That
No,
would be a good
Hal Jordan is the superior Green Lantern.
No, it doesn't
Not John
matter.
Stewart.
It would still be a nice twist on it.
No,
To
it's
make
a lot.
It's not a twist when there's already a black Green Lantern.
A lot of it is if you made a black Green Lantern and then it was Hal Jordan.
If they're gonna make any Green Lantern other than Hal Jordan, it's gonna be Guy Gardner.
No.
Yes.
Nobody
Yep.
wants to see that ginger's asshole face
agree
on
with that.
screen.
Everybody wants to see Guy Gardner.
Of
I
course, the
would-
ginger would say that.
I would much rather see a Kyle Rayner on screen than a Guy Gardner or a Jon Stewart.
Nah.
He's the most creative of all the Green Lanterns. We are getting off topic. Spider-Man. Black. I am not fully against this because Ultimate Spider-Man is Miles Morales, who is a black kid. African American.
I love the emphasis you're putting on that.
And I think he's actually a really cool or not Peter Parker, but a cool alter ego for Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
You guys suck. I hate you all.
Oh. I'm sad
Alright.
that I'm not going to see The Amazing Spider-Man 3.
What?
I was looking forward to the Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, I was too.
Wait, so they're not making it anymore?
Sinister 6 though, so
Yes, I believe that, and they're still planning on the Venom movie,
and Spider-Woman.
which
Do you
is
know
There's
what
no
else?
Amazing Spider-Man 3.
What else they possibly wanna?
All the spin-offs are still happening, just
Yeah.
not Spider-Man 3.
What?
You know, have you heard about another movie that they want to remake?
No.
Starship Troopers.
Yes, I saw that and researching for tonight. Oh my gosh, I would love to see that remake.
Me too. It is such a
What a fun movie.
horribly good movie.
Oh, I love it.
You know what would be a funny remake?
I know Ben hates it. You can see
No, I
him
love
cringing in the
Starship
back.
Troopers. I really do. That's one of those movies that is so terrible, it's amazing.
Yeah. Nikki, what do you want to see?
Nobody.
I mean, I don't want to see it, but I think Spaceballs would be funny remade.
They're
would
talking
be
about a sequel.
Uh,
They are talking about a sequel.
they're talking about it, but
I
the,
don't think they're gonna
you've
get-
Well,
seen
that would be funny.
the only way they're going to make
Get
it.
Mark Moranis out of retirement.
Well, that's the only thing. That's the only way that Mel Brooks is going to make it. He said
Yeah.
that.
Well, then they should make a Spaceballs prequel.
He's not. Mel Brooks isn't going to make any other Spaceball movies without Mark Moranis. He
Yeah.
said
Rick
that.
Moranis.
Well, then
Rick
somebody else
Moranis. That's what I meant.
because that would be really funny. Because
Well,
like
you know
Star Wars
they-
did 4, 5, and 6, and then they went back and did 1, 2, and 3, and it'd be really funny if Spaceballs did 1, and then went back and did.
Do you know back when it was still like a fresh series, they were planning on making Spaceballs 3, The Search for Spaceballs 2.
That would be awesome.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
While talking about these remakes and reboots, I want to hear what you guys think are the best reboots that have been made in recent years. So, James, what sticks out in your mind as one of the best reboots? For me, I'm stuck between two. One of them is Star Trek, because I thought the reboot of Star Trek was fantastic, and very easy to get into. Number two would be the James Bond movies,
Okay.
because
Like,
especially Casino Royale and Skyfall,
okay.
because I just thought those were fantastic. A nice modern spin on the movies. The only thing that I hated about Casino Royale is there was not a huge emphasis on the awesome gadgets that James Bond usually gets, which was more evident in Skyfall. But I would say those are my two favorite reboots right now.
Okay.
What in your mind sticks out, James?
I was gonna say Evil Dead, and then
Okay.
Evil Dead 2, which I didn't know what Evil Dead 2 was, and that they like remade the first one and turned it into a comedy. Because the first one was a legitimate, like, scary movie, really well made. And I was watching the second one with my brother like a month after I saw the first one for the first time, and I was like trying to I'm like, what are we watching? I am so confused. It was great. I loved it. But in modern times, I think my favorite remake probably either be Batman for The Dark Knight, and that trilogy, or
Batman was on my list also.
I would. It's not a reboot, but I'd say the prequels of the Planet of the Apes.
I would say that's a reboot.
Okay, well, the first two of this trilogy that are out, like, I remember when I heard about it, this is going to be terrible, because the actual reboot I thought was pretty mediocre. But these two movies have been fantastic.
So, I'm gonna make a confession here.
Go ahead.
I have never seen a single Planet of the Apes movie.
They're good.
Oh no, that's
They're
terrible.
Good. Go see
How
them.
could you, Ben? How could you?
Thanks,
Watch
Kenny.
the original just for after watching it. It's a classic.
And I know that, but it was kind of
And Ben, you will love these last two that came out.
will I?
Yeah, oh yeah, no, I know you.
They're
will.
okay.
No, they're great.
They're
Especially the
great.
first one.
They're okay. Nothing to write home about.
Okay. Kenny, what are your favorite recent reboots?
How recent? I'd have to say My favorite reboot of all time is Ocean's 11.
I would I would say that's on
Um,
my top list for sure.
I loved the original as well, but the remake, like if you've ever seen the original,
With
I guess
Frank Sinatra.
yeah, with Frank Sinatra, well, with the Rat Pack, pretty much.
Yeah.
Um, but I like seeing the differences of how Vegas is portrayed between the two eras
Hmm.
because you can really see like if it was portrayed in the original as realistic as it is in the reboot, they're two completely different places because the reboot it feels so big
It
and
really does.
luxurious. I just think not only is the story awesome, but then the realism of Vegas itself is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Say my most recent favorite would have to be Godzilla.
Godzilla was pretty fun,
That was a pretty damn good movie.
and it
Anybody?
actually made sense.
Yeah.
The Godzilla remake with the worst actor in the entire world, Matthew Broderick, in it, made no sense. Why would Godzilla go from Japan to New York? That does not make any sense. And that was the only thing I could think of the entire time I watched that movie, is why did he go from Japan to New York? Whereas going from Japan to San Francisco, that makes a whole lot more sense. Because, it's the same ocean.
I don't know. I just think it was an awesome action movie. I
It
know there
was.
are a lot of people out there that don't agree, but you're wrong.
We saw that like the day before we recorded the Riddickulous Rants live show.
Yeah.
That's right.
It was a good movie.
I love that. And I love that it also came out after. What was that other monster movie that just came out with the robots?
Oh,
Oh,
Pacific
that
Rim.
one.
Yeah, because you have like a completely different monster movie and soon-to-be genre as they're making a sequel to compare it to. And it's like, well, I like Pacific Rim more, but you guys like Jurassic or Godzilla more. We can talk about, what we like in these monster movies differently.
I still haven't seen Pacific Rim, and I'm really
Me
bummed
neither.
out that I haven't seen it.
Don't be very bummed out.
Don't listen to Nikki. She doesn't know it's fun.
I know.
Hey,
He's upset because the
fun.
robots aren't attractive.
No, what's his
Robots
face
with
was
strong,
attractive.
piercing jaws
No.
should be much more
Charlie Hunnam was in that movie, and he was hot, and that almost made up for it.
That's going into the show, the pre-show byline. This week on the Ridiculous Rants podcast, Nikki loves robots.
Good God, no. The movie was fucking terrible.
Oh, it was so
The only redeeming quality about it was I got to see Charlie Hunnam with a shirt off, but I see that all the time
I feel like
in Sons of Anarchy.
I feel like that comes up like every podcast.
Every episode? Yeah.
Nikki doesn't like something unless a shirt is taken off.
Nikki,
Pretty
I have a
much.
question for you. There's a
Yeah.
movie coming out, I believe, tomorrow. That is
50
really.
Shades of Grey.
You can't even let me finish my segue into it. What the hell is wrong with you? You prematurely.
Don't.
Busted his ghost.
Yep. And that's what we here in the podcast business call circulism. Circularism. Jesus, I can't even talk.
Circulism.
Oh.
Circulism.
Yep.
I'm gonna look that up.
Circumcision. That's what we call circumcision.
Circulism.
So to answer the question you were about to get to, I read the book, like the first 3 chapters, and then I skipped to the naughty bit, and then I stopped reading it because after I found out what everyone was talking about, I was like, okay, I'm done here. So no, I'm not very excited for that.
But
Can
Nikki,
Can we call
so
this
many
what it
shirts
is?
want to be taken off.
Yeah, this is very true. And
Yeah.
that guy does look kind of hunkalicious.
Eh.
Am I right?
Again, I was excited when Charlie Hunnam was supposed to play Christian Grey, and then they took him out and put in this guy, and I got not excited.
All right.
Damn the story, damn the graphics, damn everything except for the fucking actor.
It doesn't have
Yep.
the right chest.
Yeah. All right. Let's move away now from this. Nikki, what is your favorite reboot?
Well, recent, I'd have to go with Star Trek. Love
Star
it.
Trek? Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys
Slightly
like?
older, I'd probably go with Ocean's 11. And then if I want to go a little bit
Did
older
you
than
like?
that, you've got Mail.
They remade that?
Yeah, it
No,
was
that
called Shop Around the
remake.
Corner in the 40s.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You got me. Was the remake? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you guys like the first Star Trek remake or the sequel to it more?
I liked the sequel better. When I watched the first Star Trek, the first time I saw it, I walked out of that movie theater going, "What the fuck was that?"
Because he knew J.J.
Really?
Abrams directed it, and he always has to say something shitty about J.J. Abrams.
I don't always have to say something shitty
No.
about J.J.
I
Abrams.
think I like the first one better because I like watching the relationship between Spock and Kirk grow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's there in the second one, and it progresses to that final stage of like Spock gets it, but I
Yeah.
liked watching it kind of progress in the first one.
See, I thought you got to witness more progression in the second one than in the first one.
I mean,
I
you saw
felt-
like the culmination of his emotions like come together, but you saw him go from I don't know. I like the first one.
You saw them go
Me-
from, like against each other to like, okay, if we work together, we can be good.
Yeah.
But in the second one, by the time you get to the end, I just didn't feel the relationship hit that point to justify Spock's actions as passionately as he did.
Oh, I did.
I did too.
But I felt like that bond was obviously formed in the first movie. Like
Yeah.
that second one just had a little extra added on to it to push him over that point to get him to act like he did.
I mean, they're both good, but
I also like
I mean,
Benedict
I would-
Cumberbatch as
Oh
Khan.
yeah,
that was
that
good.
was really good. I like the villain in 2 a lot better than the villain in 1, but
Mhm.
yeah. But I like the overall movie of 1 better than 2, but they were both fantastic, and I would not turn down marathoning them all day.
Yeah.
There needs to be a third one.
Okay, let's switch gears. Worst reboot of all time, and can I just mention last month, Annie came out
Oh, good God.
with Jamie Foxx, arguably one of the worst actors on the face of the planet.
Hey, he was good in Booty Call, okay?
I have never even heard of that movie.
You never heard of that movie? God, that movie was so good. Watch
The
Booty
fact
Call.
that I
Name
have
like that.
never heard of it just tells me that it really could not have been that good.
It was that good.
Okay.
Okay.
So, worst reboots of all time. James, tell me, what really gets your goat?
I try not to see remakes that I think are gonna suck, but I would probably have to say Terminator 4.
Salvation. Or no. Was Terminator 4 Salvation?
That was- yeah.
Which one was Terminator 3 was pretty horrendous also.
They were both pretty bad.
I'm not disagreeing with that. And that was
It's a shame.
Christian Bale. I don't understand why they got Christian Bale to be John Connor.
Yeah.
That didn't
I guess
sit
they
right
felt like
with me.
without Arnold, they needed that, like strong actiony figure.
Well, then tell me, how do you feel about Terminator Genesis?
When I first heard about it, I was opposed. I was like, that sounds terrible.
He was enraged.
I was furious. I just threw in chairs.
Threw in chairs.
But when I got to really think about that premise, I was like, okay, this is probably one of the coolest ways to reboot a series. Is that like one of the characters from the original does what he's supposed to do, go back in time, but nothing's the way it should be. So I don't know if it's like alternate reality or whatever, but my interest is piqued. I'm not I'm not a huge fan of the casting choices, but I also don't know much about the actors they chose. So I can't say that's a fair assessment on my part. So
Do you know what I thought was the best Terminator reboot?
2.
No, the Sarah Connor Chronicles. I loved that show. That show was great, except for John Connor again, who kind of sucked. but Sarah Connor, and I forget what her name. Oh no, Cersei, the Lena Headey
Oh,
was Sarah Connor,
okay.
and Summer Glau was a Terminator. It was a fun show. I enjoyed it. It was great.
Oh,
It only lasted for
know
2
what the other
seasons.
reason I hated was, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on it because we've done that a lot, but First Class.
Oh my God, James.
I hated that movie. I hate that movie. I hate it so much.
You goddamn son of a bitch. I'm hovering over the kick button for you now. Everyone has had the kick button highlighted on them. Real quick, say hello, listeners.
Hello,
listener.
listener.
At Jushin on Twitter says the worst remake that he has ever seen was RoboCop. It made no sense. Oh, actually, no. He said it wasn't the worst thing, but it made no sense.
No.
I didn't see it.
I did not see it either. I
heard
kept.
horrendous things about it. I was just, oh, it's a shame.
I mean, RoboCop is essentially like one of those. When was it made? It was made in the 80s, right?
Absolutely the 80s.
Like
Absolutely.
that's definitely an 80s movie, and that's where it should stay.
You can't recapture the feel of those 80s movies.
Of that shitty 80s quality in the movies that just brings RoboCop to life.
Or like a movie like The Goonies. You can't remake The Goonies nowadays. It just wouldn't work.
Nope.
I'm gonna find out if they're doing it, because I bet you they are.
The Goonies? No, they're not.
No, they're not. Just no. No.
We've had this discussion before.
We have had this discussion before. I do actually remember that. Nikki, what's on the worst list for you?
I've got 3 for you.
Oh, jeez.
Bewitched,
One.
Oh,
Charlie.
God.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I
And,
didn't actually see that one.
You did?
No.
And Herbie Fully Loaded.
I didn't see that one either because I'm not a Lindsay Lohan
Fully
fan.
Loaded. Oh, crap.
I think I saw like half of it and had to like burn my TV.
I do have to agree with whatever the first one you said was because
Bewitched?
Bewitched, that's
The
right.
one with Will Ferrell and Nicole Kidman was
Oh,
horrible.
that's right. Will Ferrell was in it. That's probably why I hated it so much.
It's on Netflix right now, and I keep wanting to watch it because of how bad it was, but I just can't bring myself to sit through the horror.
My ex-girlfriend made me go see that movie with her.
I wonder if she's an ex.
Yeah, well, that and I never really hung out with her. I always blew her off to hang out with Kenny.
Watch better movies.
That's literally how that relationship was. Kenny would
Hey
text me, "Hey, you want to do
what are you
something?"
doing? What are you doing today? Well, I was gonna hang out with so and so. Never mind. Let's go do something.
So the Goonies, they're making the Goonies 2.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
Spielberg said a month ago, 10 months ago, Spielberg says he has an idea for a great idea for the story, and he wants the entire cast to return.
Yeah, because that definitely means they're making it. They're not making it. That's not gonna happen.
He said he feels strongly that he wants it. That he's trying really hard to get it made.
It's not gonna happen.
I hope that doesn't happen either.
I'll put $10 down.
$10. How about a pizza? We already have one pizza bet going on. Why don't we?
What's
why don't
Wait,
we
what
throw
was
another
that bet?
pizza?
I forgot.
That The
That-
Witcher
that
3
was
would be
me.
Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That one against James. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, when was that made? Was that last week?
I
No,
think that was, that was like 6 weeks
uh,
ago.
First one in January or the last one in December, one of the two. I think it was the first one in January.
Our predictions for it was the first one in January when we went over our resolutions and stuff, and then we
I missed
predicted
that
stuff
one.
for the next year. Yeah.
It was the
Here's a
one
pizza
where
bet.
I was podcasting while in the car.
So James,
Yeah.
what would be a reasonable timetable for you to think if that is what he's saying about Goonies 2 right now, for them to announce that they are making
10 months ago,
definitively
Goonies 2
like
is reportedly being fast-tracked by Warner Brothers.
so timeline.
Jeez.
What's a reasonable time for
This
this
is
bet?
Spielberg remake we're talking about here.
No, not for
Why?
release, but for announcement that it is that money is down and all actors are committed. It is locked in.
I don't think it's gonna happen, but that is what they want to do.
You were just saying it was. We were making a whole
It doesn't mean
bet.
they won't make the Goonies 2.
Make the bet, James. Do
For
it.
Jurassic World, they wanted all the original cast to come back, which would have been awesome if they could have made a great story for it.
All I'm
But-
saying is if you think they are going to make the Goonies 2, what is a reasonable timetable for them to lock it down and definitively announce they are making it?
1
So
year.
here's I'm gonna be a mediator here. I think that they will say that they are beginning production on Goonies 2 by this time next year.
I can
Okay.
live with that.
I am not saying that they're going to actually have all the actors from the original movie, which I think is exactly what James was saying. But I do think that Goonies 2 could potentially happen by this, or at least be announced by this time next year.
All right.
I'm
Pizza
going
bet.
to say announced by summer of 16.
Summer of 16. So between the months of, what, you want to say June to September?
Sure.
Okay. That's what I would call summer.
I would say May to July.
Fine.
It would be an interesting Comic-Con announcement.
It would be. I mean, it's a very popular series.
It's a cult.
As long as there's not any actors from popular Disney shows, I think I'll be happy. Not happy, but not terrified.
You know, I'm gonna write them and ask them
I'm
to
just
just
saying.
fill it up with
Just
Disney
saying.
stars.
If they've got tween Disney Nickelodeon kids show stars in it, because they're doing, you think it'd be another younger cast.
Yeah.
That's just not something I'd like to see at all.
Oh, can we talk about the Fantastic Four teaser that came out?
Or can you ask? Never mind. Go ahead.
What? I don't even know what he was going to say. Yes, let's talk about the Fantastic Four. The fact that the first two movies were garbage, and that this movie is going to be garbage, and I don't understand why it's going to happen.
Yeah. The whole teaser was just god awful too.
Yeah, and that is a cast that is way too young. I feel like I might be getting old now because I think that it is just not possible for some 20-year-old looking dude to be going to space.
And then become Mr. Fantastic.
And then become Mr. Fantastic.
The Thing looks interesting. The effects for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's it supposed to be?
I don't even know.
They're not actors that I know well enough.
I think I see a picture of them.
I think I had heard of...
Wait, wasn't that girl on House of Cards?
Yes, she was one of the reporters in House of Cards.
Okay.
Apparently they're remaking Jumanji as well. Or they're talking about it.
No,
Oh
that
my
one has
God.
not actually been confirmed or anything like that. That's been posted on... because I had looked up all the remakes I could find, and not a single legitimate source was saying...
So it's just in a rumor mill.
Yeah.
Do you guys think a Jumanji remake would be good?
They already
If
did a
done right,
Jumanji
yes.
remake. It was called Zathura.
Oh. No,
Oh,
real Jumanji.
I liked Zathura. It was good.
Zathura was great. I don't think anybody saw it.
I did.
Or, not a lot of people went to see it.
Yeah,
I should
it didn't
say.
do well in theaters.
Yeah. All right. Kenny, worst reboot ever.
Well, I was gonna go with Fantastic Four, but I guess I'll change it now. Thank you, James.
We didn't really destroy it.
So I'll have to say Hulk.
Hulk. No, what? You think the Edward Norton Hulk was worse than the Eric Bana Hulk, or you think the Eric Bana Hulk was worse than the previous Hulk?
Eric Bana.
Okay. I agree with
Eric
you.
Bana Hulk is called Hulk.
Right.
The
Edward Norton one.
Edward Norton is the Incredible Hulk.
That's true.
I
You're right.
like both
So
of them.
Hulk.
What? How did you like Hulk?
No, she's
Me?
confused.
No, not
She's confused.
Hulk. I liked the actors. Like, they're good actors in
Okay.
themselves. I love the actors.
Yes, I would say Eric Bana is
Like
a.
Hulk. Come on. Give me a little more credit than that.
You make it hard.
Well, I mean, Eric Bana did a fantastic job in Star Trek. He just did a horrible job
In
in Hulk.
Hulk.
He hasn't been in that many amazing movies, and I feel bad because I like him. But, like, he was in Troy, and he was in Hulk, and then he was in Time Traveler's Wife, and just...
He was in Star Trek. He was the villain in Star Trek.
Yeah, so he did Star Trek. So there's, like, one awesome movie that he did. Like, he's a good actor. I just feel like he's not...
But Nikki, he didn't take his shirt off.
Did he?
I said he didn't
Yeah, that is what he said.
in Star Trek.
No, but
But
he
he
was
did
still
in
good.
Hulk.
Yeah,
So
but no, I don't like
How
it
is
like
this
that.
gonna work?
No.
All right. I think it's time we wrap this show up. What do you guys think?
All right.
Which means that it's time for our end of the show topic quiz. I got 4 questions here, and I've already assigned who's getting each question.
Shit.
And you know what, James? I feel like you and I have been best friends this show.
Yes.
Yes. So, James,
You up now.
which of these movies is not yet slated for a movie remake? Is it A, Dirty Dancing, B, Starship Troopers, C, The Neverending Story, or D, E.T.?
E.T.
E.T. is the correct answer. Congratulations. You get a
Yes.
cookie.
Sweet. I want to hold you to that.
Kenny, you've been my friend for a long time. And I think this is going to be an easy question, as easy a question for you as the last question was for James. So I have to ask you, Kenny, which of these movies is not a remake? Is it A, The Italian Job, B, Ocean's 11, C, Scarface, or D, The Shawshank Redemption?
Shawshank Redemption.
You are correct. The Shawshank Redemption is not a remake. Did you hear there are rumors that they're going to remake The Shawshank Redemption, though?
It would be terrible
Yeah,
because
I
there's
agree.
no way you can replace Morgan Freeman in anything.
I don't understand the reasoning behind remaking a movie like that.
I don't know. It's perfect the way it is.
Because they're also talking about a remake of Birds. Or The Birds.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It would have no half of what makes the Birds amazing is the cinematography of the time.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
You know what they would probably end up doing is they'll probably end up being mutant birds or something like that, the giant freaking things that terrorize people. It'll turn into more of an apocalypse on a grand scale movie than like the small community.
Yeah. Nikki, I also tried to pick an easy question for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're right.
It's not about chiseled jaws, I'm sorry.
It is about Chris Pratt, though.
Oh,
Ah,
Chris Pratt, starring in the upcoming Jurassic World movie, is also being eyed for playing what iconic character? Is it A, Boba Fett from Star Wars, B, Indiana Jones from Indiana Jones, C, Corbin Dallas from The Fifth Element, or D, Agent J from Men in Black?
oh shit. As badass as C would be.
Right?
Right.
I don't want them to remake any of those.
I'm gonna go with B.
B, Indiana Jones? Good, because we talked about it earlier in the episode. I'm glad you
I
got this
forgot what-
answer correct.
I forgot whether we talked about him actually being looked at for the role or if I wanted him to be looked at for the role. Because I'm like, I want him to be looked at for the role, but I don't know if he did or not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what we talked about.
I want to talk about a couple of these others. I love The Fifth Element.
Love
Do
it.
you think that should be remade?
I
Love
think
it.
it should.
No.
I think it should
No.
also.
If it did, though, I would love Chris Pratt as Corbin Dallas. I think that would work perfect.
You know how the 80s has like the 80s feel, you can't recapture the 80s? Well, the 90s has that great 90s feel of when they try to predict what the future will be.
That is very true.
You know? So
I've always wanted to do like Lilu cosplay. That would be badass.
that would be cool. Not for me. I would never go out in public with that.
I found some. You know her white out the strappy
Orange,
thing
just
that
then,
gets
like,
put on her. They have one of those costumes at the costume store, but instead of it just being the straps, it's got like the nude parts between it, so it's just a whole bodysuit of a nude colored bodysuit with like the straps in the places they're supposed to go. And I was like, well, that's cheating.
Nikki needs the authentic straps.
No, I don't want the straps. I want her actual outfit that she wears, the full clothes, because that other part's skanky. But I just thought it was funny.
I'm glad that that's not the outfit you wanted, because I was about to call you skanky.
Right.
And Boba Fett movie. Who do you think they're going to get to play Boba Fett? Just, I know I'm going off topic again, but who
James
would
Earl
be
Jones.
good? James Earl Jones.
Good God.
Let's seal that in right now. James Earl Jones, Boba Fett, done. Okay, moving on. That's another one I think Nathan Fillion would be decent at. Just gonna throw that out there. You guys ready for the last question?
Let's do it.
I feel like the bonus question this week is kind of easy. At least if you look at IGN regularly-ish. Recently, IGN posted an article about the most successful movie reboots. What does IGN consider is the best movie reboot? Is it A, Star Trek, B, Planet of the Apes, C, Batman, or D, the 007 movies? I'll give everyone a moment to think about it. Remember Star Trek, Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto. Pretty awesome. Planet of the Apes, don't know the actors in it, but I know Gary Oldman was in one of them. I know James Franco was in one of them. And I know Gollum is in them.
Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis, thank you. The name was escaping me. I knew Serkis was in it because, Serkis.
Right.
Batman, we're talking Christian Bale, Heath Ledger, Anne Hathaway, Tom Hardy, Scarecrow, Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman again. 007, the Daniel Craig 007s. Obviously, I'm guessing they're specifically talking about Casino Royale and Skyfall, and not Quantum of Solace.
Yeah.
So, speaking of 007, the Pierce Brosnan reboots of the Sean Connerys were fantastic.
Agree to disagree.
Just saying.
So, does everyone have their answers ready?
Yes.
Okay, James. Let's see your answer. C. Kenny, let's see your answer. C. Let me just look at he tried to draw a C and a bat symbol,
Kenny.
it looks like.
You could have pursued a life.
It's a C in a box.
C in a box.
You also drew a little Q box, a little actual box.
Nikki.
I was going to go with A.
A. Star Trek. I am sorry, Nikki, but Kenny and James are correct. IGN considered Batman to be the most successful.
I was going to
reboot.
just cheat and say C and go along with them, but then I decided not to, so.
I'm glad that you didn't cheat.
Bonus points for not cheating.
All right, guys, it's been another ridiculous night. Remember, you can follow us all on Twitter. James is at Ser_Capelli. That's SER_CAPELLI. Kenny is at Kenneth Scott H. Nikki is Harley Quinn 103, and I am at Ben Riddick because my name makes sense. Kenny's name makes sense. Nikki likes Harley Quinn, and James just likes to make things hard to spell. Right, James?
True.
Also follow the podcast Twitter at RidiculousRT. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We're Ridiculous Prod on YouTube. And, subscribe on iTunes. Do that stuff.
We're back on iTunes.
Now that we're back on iTunes. And, go to the website, nkrn.org. That's a fun website to go to. We kind of aggregate everything there. And this show is actually going to air on Monday, so after. But Brant and I, Brant Range, Ramblin' with Range, and I are going to be doing a Lonely Hearts Valentine's Day episode this Saturday, so tune in for that. It's going to be fantastic.
Wah, wah, losers.
Go to hell, Nikki. Guys, it's been another ridiculous night. And remember, you can't spell ridiculous without Riddick.
Riddick.